Now we're going to go ahead and switch gears and move on to our conspiracy theory topic. This is basically like an anything goes sort of thing. So you can talk about 9/11, which the 11th anniversary was just this past Tuesday. Hey, there you can talk about Pearl Harbor. There was a conspiracy concerning whether or not we want to do that. JFK, the assassination of JFK, all sorts of different things. So we can just kind of open the floor to any sort of conspiracy theory, but this might be kind of difficult so people are going to want to bring up other conspiracy theories, but we'll just see how this works. So I'm going to open the floor to any sort of conspiracy theories anyone want to talk about first. So if you want to speak, raise your hand. JQ.
Hi, I'm Jay Kim. Hi, Jay. I'm Jay Kim. I'm a junior. I have a quick question for everybody. Who here believes in the Illuminati or ever heard of it? Please raise your hands. Raise your hands high. Who thinks that 9/11 was an inside job by our own government? By our own government. There was no, I'm just speaking for myself, like what I believe, but there was no I can't, can someone help me with that? Yeah, there was no terror, the own terrorist was us. 9/11 was an inside job. Like, oh, my knees are shaking. Flight 93, one of the airplanes was actually stripped down and okay, this part is actually really confusing to me. No, never mind. Okay, numerology. It's just like, numbers everywhere. Illuminati, like the agenda of the Illuminati is obsessed with numbers and symbols. 11, 22, 33. I'm not sure why, because never mind. Number 11, 22, 33 is actually a really important number to Freemasonry. Like George Washington was a Freemason, and there's good and bad Freemasons. I'm trying not to like attack on a religion or anyone, because I believe that religion is where no one should comment. But with those with the Freemasonry numbers, like flight, I think it was flight 11, September 11th, all the connections, number 11 to them is the old world order, which is like God's planet. In other words, it's filled with mistakes. That's why they're trying to take over, well, not take over the world, they're trying to redevelop the world into the New World Order, NWO, which is, I think, is represented by the 33. That's
Sorry to interrupt you, but you are kind of going over time. So sit down, but if you think you have a better way to talk, then...
No, I'm like, yeah. Like Scrabble right now.
He brought up the Illuminati. Also, the moon landing was a fake sort of thing. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Yashal, you can go ahead.
All right. Hi, my name is Yashal. I'm a junior. I got a Tuesday off. So, anyways, here's how I feel about conspiracy theories in general. So, like, say you walk home from school, or you get home from school somehow. Okay. You walk in, go into the kitchen, and there's a dead body on the floor. All right. Next to the dead body is a gun, and next to the gun is your mom. Now, you love your mom. Alright? Who doesn't love their mom? Fuck poor people if you don't love your mom. Okay. You love your mom and you trust your mom, okay? So here's the story she tells you. She tells you that the guy locked at the door, said he wanted to repair an AC. Alright? She lets him in to repair the AC. He gets in, pulls out a gun, shoots himself in the head, okay? And you believe her. You're like, okay, Mom, I love you, I trust you, you gave birth to me, you did everything this for me. You usually tell the truth, and I believe you that this guy should stop to the head. But you realize that the gun is like 10 feet away from the guy as it was kicked away from him, okay? Now you ask your mom, like, Mom, why is the gun like, kicked all the way over there? She's like, bitch, it's confidential, And they're like, and then when she says it's confidential, when like she doesn't want to explain, she starts to doubt. The whole thing about conspiracy theories is that when information doesn't add up, is doubt comes along. And your mom is the government, and when there's little information or you don't know what's going on, you start to doubt. Or when they deny information or when they say confidential, you just want to know. if there is no secret, then why don't just spill out the information, spill out the documents? There's so many classified documents about 9/11, so many classified documents about alien encounters or whatever. All they need to do is just release the information to the public and just let it out, and that'll be the end of it. That's just my 2 cents.
I'm Jordan Evans, I'm a senior, and I actually disagree with you because I believe if people knew about conspiracies that the government knew, then there would be mass chaos. And if there's mass chaos, there's no order, all the laws that are thrown out and everything, and people wouldn't follow it, and they would do their own thing. So if the government has to keep secrets from us, that's good, and it benefits us because then there's no point of having the laws or anything.
Cameron.
All right. So Yashal says conspiracy theories. What? I can't even remember what you just said. I'm sorry. Anyways, you say keeping secrets from us is good. I disagree. I have the right to know if George Bush hijacked a plane and crashed into the Twin Towers. I have the right to know if the government is hiding something from me and they don't want me to know about it. I don't care if it causes mass chaos. I don't care if there's riots in the streets, and I don't care if we overthrow the government tomorrow. People have the right to know.
They're the people that are governing us. If they're keeping secrets, how do we know, or how do we know that we're trusting our lives? And how do we know that we can trust them? There shouldn't be any secrets.
Okay, well, everybody's been talking about how either we should go one way or the other, but I think it really depends on what the case is. Like, for example, some people believe Osama's killing, his death was a conspiracy, and because they didn't really release, they think the pictures of him when he was dead are just Photoshopped. But the thing is, that, for example, would be something you could hide, because we've been wasting lots and lots of money trying to capture a guy who probably has the black lung from living in all those caves and is probably going to die anytime soon anyways. And then there's stuff we should be told, like what Jay is saying. Or we also believe, I also believe that 9/11 was a conspiracy, as anybody who's watched the videos of how the buildings went down, they went straight down, they didn't go from the side, because they got hit by planes, right? So that's probably, I think, is a conspiracy, but if that is a conspiracy, that'd be one of the ones you should also not tell, because they've killed a lot of their own people. That'd be a bad thing.
Alright. So, Jay, I love you, but I have to disagree. I believe the Illuminati is a ridiculous idea. For one, if you really try hard enough, you can find patterns in everything. For example, I was born in 1994. The last things are 94. I mean, that adds up to 13. Doesn't mean I'm on a lucky year. You know what I mean? We can find patterns in whatever we want if we look hard enough. And also, I feel like the whole idea of the Illuminati is counterintuitive. Because if we were ever to have world peace, we'd be like, you know what, guys, let's all unite under one new banner, throw down the, the rifles and everything, and just get together and have one peaceful earth. And there's always going to be someone who be like, well, if we get united, the Illuminati is going to take over. And I'm telling you right now that humans, I'm sorry, but the majority are too selfish to have a conspiracy going back hundreds of years to modern day, where not one person has really credible has came out and said this is what's going on. And when I say credible people, I'm not talking about pop artists. They just want to feed into what you're thinking, okay? So people are selfish. They're not going to have a conspiracy, from 1700 blah 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 to present day, because that's just not going to happen. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, Michael, yeah.
Okay, I think when you were referring to the right to know about what's going on or what the government believes we should know, it's not a matter of what you want to know, but the right to know is whether or not the government thinks that's in our best interest, which is, you know, the government's supposed to do what's best for the people or protect us from ourselves, or however you want to, you know, read how that's, whatever that's supposed to mean. So, but yeah, regarding to also what somebody said about how the towers fell, the towers were actually architecturally designed so that it could withstand earthquakes. A lot of the buildings are, and so because they were actually, if you saw pictures, they were much higher than most of the other buildings as well. So the design of the architecture was to try and keep it a little stable and more level. So the reason it collapsed so vertically was because of the levels. Each level fell and then created another chain reaction of levels falling. So, and then yeah, and then so also yeah, just regarding conspiracy theories in general, I think when somebody said you know, when they don't want to tell you something, then it's like, oh well, now there's more to leave to question. We should definitely be suspicious now. Well, actually, it could just go, you know, the exact opposite way, in that just because they're not telling you something, now you're going to be like paranoid about it and create just a bunch of BS. So you can't necessarily say just because you didn't get your question answered. Maybe if she said it's confidential, I mean, the fact that she put that word in that circumstance makes it sound really obscure. But I mean, if you don't get your question answered, there's no need to like go crazy and start like all this hysteria. So that's my point.
My name's Niteesh and I'm a sophomore. Okay, for the Illuminati, people were bringing up how it's about the hip hop artists and stuff, right? Okay, supposedly messages inside the raps, but like also on the $20 bill, if you fold it like in a specific way, you can actually see like twin towers that actually looks like it crashing. And there's and then like on the pyramid on the side, there's an eye on the top, right? Like if you look at this, there's an eye, and that's supposed to be one of the symbols of Illuminati. Like, that's just one thing out.
See, the thing about Illuminati is that it's supposed to be secretive, right? So the fact that we all know about it is stupid. So we can't really go, oh, that's the Illuminati, because they're supposed to be secret. So it's just like, you just can't point at stuff. Also, everything we know about them is completely conjecture and we don't know anything. So it's out there.